Good afternoon, everybody. It's David Holloway over at Earth Works. We are introducing a project that I'm excited about. We have landscaping, but contrary to what you would think, it's going to be inside. So we are not doing anything outdoors here, but we are going to go inside into an atrium that's very cool. We're going to do a really cool water feature, and we're also doing an outdoor patio pond in the backyard. This home is quite unique. It's an architecturally modern home that has a lot of light and windows in odd places, and we're going to be adding to that quirkiness by putting a water feature inside in a courtyard. Obviously, the jungle foliage will be going away. She wants to keep the large elephant ear that you see to the right in place, and yet we're going to do a water feature with a waterfall and boulders in the rear, and we're going to have some new plantings in the front. And what's cool about it is it will be all visible from her living room. It's open to the outside here, and yet we're closed inside in walls. So at the moment it looks a little rough. When we're all done, it's going to be a diamond in the rough. Just wanted to give you a perspective of the view back here. Jacksonville City, prettiest city in the country. Miss Gosho wants to set up a pond, a very small pond feature right here where she sits, and we'll be getting rid of the sago and doing a aquascape bowl, patio bowl, and eventually she's going to put some fish in it. Initially it's just going to have plantings, and I'll have a little bamboo fountain to give her a sense of water movement out here. Working on the job today is Michael Q.
The whole atmosphere of being in a courtyard is going to give it a different vibe altogether. We got a couple pallets of rock behind us. There's definitely going to be a third that we're going to nitpick through. That's Chris right there. That's my go-to guy for the install. He's super hyped on it. We're excited to get started.
Hey guys, it's my Q.
Miss Gosho is an interesting character. She's moved here not too long ago she's had homes in Texas, California, and Mexico.
I had a famous architectural house by Schindler. Schindler worked with Frank Lloyd Wright in Los Angeles, and I had this for a long time, almost 40 years. But it was a house that had a great deal of glass, as this house does. It lets in a lot of light. And the house that I have in Mexico also has huge windows that overlook the Pacific Ocean, and that also has this light. And I know a friend came to visit and said, "Oh, this looks so much like you because it has all this glass with the light that comes in the house." This house was just that we saw it online, and my mother and I loved it, and we drove from Houston to Jacksonville, and I bought the house. That's the story with this house. But we love the view and the house itself. It has a lot of storage, and of course, and it's interesting. But now, of course, we want to have the atrium done and have a waterfall and a koi pond there. I had koi ponds in the house in Los Angeles, and we'll put a patio pond here, a tub. Mother will be 100 on Christmas Eve, and on the 23rd of December we're going to have an open house for a party for her birthday, for her 100th birthday. And so I want to have this done so that it will be beautiful for that party. One of the reasons we're not going to put fish in the patio pond initially is because we love to feed the raccoons. We don't feed them every day because I don't want them dependent upon us. But we have a mama raccoon who comes and stands on her hind legs and puts her paws on the window and lets me know that she's here so that we can give her treats and food. And she will come up to me and take things out of my hand. So we're not going to put fish in this pond because she will then think I did it for her. But in the pond, in the actual koi pond in the atrium, there's no tree now, so I don't think anyone can get in there. And the only thing is we do now have a new feral cat who's come, Witchy, And I want to be sure that Witchy will just put goldfish in initially, because I don't want Witchy to eat any koi.
We're at the stage now of kind of shaping out the pond. Now I'm about to start shooting water levels. So what we've done is we brought some more dirt into here. That's gonna kind of bump out. That's gonna be a nice area for the mondo grass, kind of interact with the water a little bit better. I'm gonna be carving out a decent spot here just for plant material, just for a nice planting bed. So that being said, the depth is really gonna stop here, which is good because it's not gonna become a stagnant area necessarily where leaves and stuff can get trapped. We'll keep the flow, kind of pushing more towards the skimmer that way. We do have this big stump in our way. We were thinking about putting biofall on top, thinking further into it. Once it starts decomposing and rotting, it's gonna settle. So that's a big no-no. We don't want the biofall unit settling with the stump, creating a leak in the future. So we're gonna do some root pruning on it, push the biofall to the left, totally off the stump, and just avoid that problem altogether. We are closing in on the final steps of this install. This was pretty challenging just as far as yesterday we had 4 guys out here, really small area, everyone's bumping shoulders and stuff. We got a lot done. We're on the wiring stage now. We only have 3 lights in this, but we need to run some wire for that. We got the auto dosing system, so cutting down maintenance for the homeowner as far as having to come out here and dose it with bacteria and whatnot. That's good. So the waterfall turned out pretty unique. She had 2 large landscape boulders just really buried in the old landscape, so we brought those out. There's a ton of character on them. They look like a type of limestone, bunch of nooks and holes and everything like that. So we threw some water over that, gave her, I don't know, 14, 16 inch waterfall there. So should be stoked on that. She seems really happy. There's still just dirt everywhere. Tomorrow we're coming in with some new plantings, mulch, and still a little bit of rock work to do, trimming the underlayment for the retaining wall. That'll go away. In the backyard, we're also setting up an aquascape patio pond for her. So that's gonna hold a lily, 2 marginal aquatics, and there's gonna be a little bamboo fountain in there just for some noise in the backyard as well. So yeah, this is one of her existing rocks that was just buried in her old landscape. Just a bunch of little nooks and crannies. We pushed water over it and it turned out pretty unique. Yeah, so this is a AquaSurge 3000. It's a non-variable speed pump, so this is our constant water flow here. Small pond, somewhere around 350 gallons. It does it justice though. Makes plenty of noise in this little courtyard. Everything just echoes in this room.
This is the double feature at Miss Gosho's. We did an aquascape patio pond, and as you can see, it's about 3.5, 4 feet across. You can do fishing here. Miss Gosho is waiting. She has a raccoon visitor in the evenings at the moment over here, but it gives a nice sense of water sound from the bamboo fountain, and you can do some marginals as well as a lily pad. They're very inexpensive. You can set this up inside a lanai, you can set it on a patio, you could set it at an entryway. We've got some lower plantings in the front. Miss Gosho picked those for a little bit of color. We kept the large elephant ear and a couple of her lady palms, and then we added some Xanadu philodendron. We incorporated one of her own rocks. We added a Regal Shields alocasia. It's kind of got a black foliage. And then we paired that across the other side of the pond with black mondo grass, so that kind of ties the two together. She has added some fish. Right now they are hiding in their fish cave, but she attests that they're doing well. I think it offers real good insight as to what you can do in an unusual space.
We're absolutely delighted with it. We think it's wonderful. There'll be a few more plants and little decors here, but the whole idea and everything is just great. It's very satisfactory.
And as a new trend in landscaping, who says flamingos aren't for everybody? I'd say this project is now flamingo worthy.